Welcome back from spring break to another edition of Seahawk Central Sports. I'm Lucas Haskins, sitting alongside Ben Tyson.
Today we have a great show lined up as Lucas and I debate some March Madness and the upcoming Major League Baseball season. But first, let's get to some Hawk news. The UNCW women's basketball team beat the Richmond Spiders over spring break in the women's NIT. The Seahawks were down 10-0 to start the game and 28-26 to start the second half, but rallied back to squash the Spiders 63-54. Senior Brittany Blackwell scored 14 points in the victory over Richmond, a former CAA rival. She also swiped 4 steals, making her the single-season steals leader in program history. Martha White, Kristen Hanser, Jessica Freeman, and Alicia Andrews all had 10 points. The victory at Richmond Coliseum set up a showdown between UNCW and the Eastern Michigan Eagles at Trask Coliseum this past Monday night in front of an official crowd of 2,667 and unofficially the biggest crowd for a women's game this season. The Lady Hawks put it all on the line to advance in the National Invitation Tournament. Here are the highlights. It was the second round of the Women's National Invitation Tournament. To start things off here, Jessica Freeman misses a shot. Brittany Blackwell gets it back and lays it in for the early 2 points. That was the first shot of the game. Then Martha White fights through traffic for the up and under, scoops it in. Then White again in the post, banks it off the glass for 2 points there, using her size to her advantage. Then Treasure Johnson says, "Give me all 3Ds." That's good. But Tavalyn James, number 24 of the Eastern Michigan Eagles, was also good from 3. Seahawks led at halftime, 36-28. To the second half we go. That is Jessica Freeman with her lone bucket of the game, the long 3. It's good. And then Alicia Andrews fires the pass over the traffic to Martha White, who jump stops and lays it in for the 2 points, but it wasn't enough. There you see the 2010-2011 Seahawks team walking off the court for the final time. Final score, UNCW 54, Eastern Michigan 63. Martha White had 15 points and 15 rebounds in her final career game. Alicia Andrews added 11 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds of her own. Coach Cooper Dyke spoke after the game.
We had a good run, a good year. Thought we fell short. We didn't play defense in the second half. We didn't execute, and we looked a little fatigued. I thought we lost our intensity midway through the second half, and we could never get it back. So, great season. Really wanted one more for the city of Wilmington, for the student body, and of course for my seniors. But my hats off to Brittany Blackwell, Martha White, and Treasure Johnson. All year long, they carried us, they led the way, and they deserve to be playing postseason. So, great season. Wish we could have had one more, at least one more.
Bouncing over to baseball, the Towson Tigers took a series-clinching win over visiting UNCW this past Sunday. Towson senior right-hander Charlie Connolly struck out 9 and allowed just 2 base runners after the 6th inning to lead the Tigers to a 9-4 victory. UNCW starting pitcher Justin Bradley only lasted 2 innings before being pulled. Junior Thomas Pope and reigning CAA Player of the Week continued his blistering start to the season by adding 3 hits of his own. Unfortunately, that wasn't nearly enough as the loss dropped the Seahawks to 12-8 on the season and 4-2 in conference play. The Seahawks look to get back on track when they visit the nationally ranked North Carolina Tar Heels this week. UNCW men's golf team's 2-tournament winning streak was snapped at the Furman Intercollegiate on Sunday at the Furman Golf Club. The Seahawks finished 12th in the 22-team field. UNCW's best individual performance was Josh Brock, who carded a final round 2-over par 74 to finish tied for 6th. Brock entered the final round in a tie for 4th, but faltered on his back 9, shooting 3 over. Brock was followed by fellow freshman Seahawks Payne McLeod and Ryan Nagy, who finished 45th and 85th, respectively. Clemson University dominated the final round to win the event, carding a -16. While Purdue's William Shai Chu Din won the individual low score with an even par of 72. The Seahawks will have a weekend off from competition before playing in the River Landing Intercollegiate April 8th through the 9th in Wallace, North Carolina. The UNCW softball team returned from a 12-game road stand to face the Presbyterian Blue Hose, yes, that's actually what they're called, last Saturday at Bozeman Field. Unfortunately, the Seahawks lost 6-2. Juniors Brianna Lofton and Stacy Pino went 2 for 3 at the plate for 4 of UNCW's 5 hits. The Seahawks battled Presbyterian again on Sunday in a doubleheader, coming out victorious 1-0 in the second game. Senior pitcher Amanda Adidas was a shining star on the mound, throwing 11 strikeouts and only allowing 3 hits.
Senior Caitlin Cavere was 1 for 4 with the lone run batted in for the game. In the first game of the doubleheader, UNCW lost 2-1, and the team is now 6-20 on the season.
The UNCW Seahawks fell to Georgia State 4-3 in CAA men's tennis action this past Sunday. The Panthers of Georgia State improved to 18-5 overall and 2-1 in the conference with the victory. The Seahawks had their 8-match winning streak snapped and now stand 12-3 on the season and 1-1 in conference play. The matches were tied heading into the decisive number 4 singles match between Georgia State's Juan Pablo Gutierrez and UNCW's Costa Blank. Blank could not pull out the victory as he fell in 3 sets to hand Georgia State the win. The Seahawks wrap up a 4-match homestand on Wednesday when Cornell visits out of the Ivy League for a 2 p.m. match.
After winning their 10th consecutive CAA Men's Swimming and Diving Championship, UNCW finished the season ranked 11th in the final collegeswimming.com mid-major poll. The women's team, on the other hand, were both ranked 14th. Both these programs were ranked throughout the season, with the women gaining votes in the CSCAA Division I poll on several occasions. The men jumped 10 spots in the final poll, while the women, who finished 3rd at the CAA Championships, advanced 2 places. Congratulations to both programs on your outstanding achievements.
Coming up, Lucas and I will debate some of the hottest topics this week in the sports world.
Stay tuned. Seahawk Central Sports will be right back.